Well, welcome to this Sports Showcase event on Hartford TV. I'm Don Morrison. My partner Barb Solberg. Barb, it started out about an hour ago to be this beautiful, windless, lovely 80-degree day. Now I'm looking around. It's something about me. The clouds are following us. We have wind blowing. We have threats of thunderstorms. What's going on?
Yeah, don't look around. Hopefully they're going to stay away. At least it is warm, though.
Well, we're at Edgewood High School. It's the Edgewood Rams versus the Joppatowne Mariners. And again, it's one of those rivalry games, Barb. You know that Aberdeen, Haverty Grace, Bel Air, Falston. Anytime these two teams get together in Tiddlywinks or whatever it is, there's going to be this rivalry. Now, Edgewood last year beat the Joppatowne twice. Both games they played, it was Edgewood winning. This year, Joppatowne comes in 2-2. Edgewood 1-4. The only game they've won was against Aberdeen in an extra inning game. So, and then Joppatowne played Aberdeen and lost to Aberdeen. So, if you're looking at comparisons, these two teams, you really want to pick it and just see how it turns out.
Yeah, I'm anxious to get it going. I watched. I did a game last year. It was Edgewood against Haverty Grace, and it was very competitive.
Yep.
I don't know if they lost. They lost too many players.
Well, we're looking at the pitchers, and as you know, pitching is what it's all about in fast fit softball. The pitcher for Edgewood is Ariana Hansen. She's a freshman, and her ERA is not good. Quite literally not good. She's given up 23 runs in 4 games, struck out 2, walked 10. So if you're looking at that, and she's throwing to a freshman catcher. So if you're saying, well, what does Edgewood have to overcome? Miss Ariana has to throw strikes. She has to get the ball in play, and her fielders have to play well behind her.
Yeah, Edgewood is only starting 2 seniors, 4 juniors, so they are upperclassmen, but they are starting 3 freshmen.
Yeah. Joppatowne, on the other hand, they're starting a veteran pitcher, Ashley Merson. Ashley had 17 strikeouts in one of those 2 wins, that against Patapsco. She is a young lady who is tall, angular, and she brings it. So if you're Edgewood, you got to put the ball in play.
Yeah, I'm anxious to see her throw. We did the last game with Falston. Falston and Harvard Tech, they had 2 good pitchers.
Well, we're all set to begin the game. Joppatowne sending up their leadoff hitter, center fielder Avery Bowens. Avery is a freshman, 6 stolen bases on the year. Avery's a good bunter, so if I were Edgewood, I think I'd look out for that, laying it down right away.
Yeah,
Speaking of Edgewood, Taylor Horsey at third, Abby Van Horn. Pardon me, let's turn the sheet. It's Sophia Ortiz, Juliet Sanchez, Ariana Harris, and Peyton Parise from third to first. In the outfield, it's Micaiah Stevens, Ariella Cullum, and Michaela Cole from left to right. Bringing out the pitcher, forgot to bring her mask. And now, no, back in your day, they didn't wear a mask.
No, we didn't. We didn't even wear helmets when we were at bat.
You were tough, right?
Well,
That's
I
when,
don't know, tough or stupid. I don't know.
well, yeah, there's a fine line there. So as we said, the catcher is the freshman, Mariah Corsett for Joppatowne. Fouls it back on the first pitch. We're underway. Sierra Gaither is the catcher for Edgewood. She is a freshman, as we mentioned. Had a chance to talk to her before the game, and she said she loves catching.
Wow. I don't know if anyone loves catching it first time they do it, but somebody's got to do it.
Strike 2. That's a big start there.
Yeah, 2
for
strikes.
Pitcher Adriana Hansen. Adriana, as we said, a freshman, 4 innings pitched on the year. Looking for a signal. Strike down the middle, and 3 strikes, 3 up, and 3 down go Avery Bowens. Didn't get the bat off her shoulder at that time. Boy, what a start.
That was a good start. Maybe you'll give her a little confidence.
Ashley Merson now, the opposing pitcher, is the batter. Ashley is junior. Mentioned how tall and angular she is. She certainly has that kind of leverage that you look for as a pitcher. Down low and inside. Rick Morris on the bases. Can't read my own writing.
I couldn't read that either.
We'll find out here in just a moment. Ground ball back to the pitcher, off the pitcher's glove and into center field for the base hit. So Merson gets the base hit. That's the first hit of the ball game. We'll ask Mike what his last name is. I just cannot read my writing.
Just Mike.
I tell you, when you get old and your writing becomes so poor, Taylor Horsey now the third baseman, batting third in the Joppatowne order. Just a bit inside, ball one. Just underway here at Edgewood. Beautiful complex of folks who haven't been here. My goodness, what a beautiful baseball field just to our back. Softball field, 225 all the way around. Ground ball, going to be foul. Looked like that might have been off the
Yeah,
batter.
I think it was.
Taylor Horsey, the junior, batting at 400 in the number 3 spot. One out, one on, top of the first inning. As we mentioned, Joppatowne coming in at 2-2. Edgewood 1-4. Foul ball. And if you're Edgewood, oh, look out, Mr. Play Umpire. Ball bounced back and got him right in the head. That's when you know you're in trouble, when the ball bounces back and hits you in the one spot where your head is not covered by a mask.
The pitcher's bringing it pretty good. They're swinging, but they're not quite getting around on it.
There's another little tippy foul. Looks like the ball is actually coming off the bat in foul territory.
Yes, I think they'll have to adjust to that, and I think they will.
Edgewood Rams, they're coming off that win against Aberdeen, so they lost their first 3 of the year. Swung on a miss, but the ball was missed by the catcher going down to first base. No, they're going to say she's out because first base was occupied. Thank you, Mr. Umpire. But the runner at first, Merson, will go down to second on that pass ball. So the K is recorded. 2 out. Down to second base is Merson. That'll bring up the cleanup hitter, the coach's daughter, Abby Van Horn. Abby, a senior pitcher on the year. Swung on a missed.
That was a nice, healthy cut.
Number 19, Audriana Hansen. Well, you're given the assignment to face your arch rivals as a freshman. That's a pretty good deal. Oh, good ducking, my partner. Those reflexes are still there. Yeah.
We're right behind home plate today.
Me, I just stood there and, you know,
off to the side.
could have hit me right in the face for all I knew.
Yeah, being a freshman, I don't know if you have a rivalry yet.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah.
Unless you have a brother or sister that played.
Down low, good block. Keeping it in front of her, the runner goes down to third base, and she's going to be safe there. Ball bobbled around. So on the wild pitch now, we have Merson down at third base with 2 outs.
That's good backup. Shortstop and left fielder, we're backing that up.
Yep. Well, you want to see that.
You do, yes.
We're talking about the coaches here, and we'll get a chance to deal more with them. I'm really loving this Edgewood staff. They're young ladies who are basically that, young, very enthusiastic. A lot of them played at C. Milton Wright. A couple of them played at Teal College as teammates. Line drive, base hit into left field. That'll score the run. Bounce comes up high, knocked down by the left fielder. So the hit by Abby Van Horn, and the run scores as Merson comes in from third base.
Yeah, nothing fooled her on that pitch. She was all over it, hit it hard.
Now the wild pitch and the pass ball got her from first to second and then from second to third. Would she have scored from second base had she been there?
I don't think so.
You don't know.
Yeah, it was hit too hard.
Mariah Crossett now, the freshman catcher for Joppatowne. Mariah, 300 batter. So Abby Van Horn helps her own cause, gets the base hit that puts Joppatowne ahead by 1-0 here in the top of the first inning. Little bouncer right to the plate. Umpire says dead ball.
Yeah, so this game has a potential to be high scoring. Is that what you take from the scouting reports?
I think so. The only thing I would say that might counter that is Ashley Merson, the pitcher for Joppatowne. She can be dominant. Little ground ball to the first baseman, fielded neatly. And touching first base is Peyton Parise. And that'll end the top of the first inning with the 3 unassisted. Joppatowne does come up with 1 run. They get 1 run on 1 base hit, actually 2 base hits. 1 runner left on base, no errors. We played a half an inning, and Joppatowne leads by 1-0. We talked about that Edgewood coaching staff. Isabella Bungo is the head coach, her 3rd year. She had a Teal College. I found out Teal is a small D3 college in the Pittsburgh area. She and the JV head coach, Quinn Erpsprung, both played at Teal College. Erpsprung played at C. Milton in high school along with Jenny Lynch and also the assistant JV coach, Caitlin Long.
Yeah, it's nice that they all have a history
Mm-hmm.
and a chemistry, I guess, probably.
Yep. Isabella Bungo, excuse me, social studies teacher here at Edgewood. Interesting, I had a chance to talk to Kiara Williams, who's the first year assistant coach under Jen Van Horn. Kiara is a Joppatowne student who I came up and she said, I'm the assistant coach, and I thought she was kidding. She's a teacher at Joppatowne. She teaches Spanish. I said, do the kids have trouble realizing you're a teacher? She looked at, and again, I'm old, but she looked at me like she could have made me be a freshman in high school.
Wow.
It's horrible. But she said, yeah, and you'll know this, one of the tough things that I had to do at Aberdeen, especially now if you are an alumni, coming back and calling your former teacher Joe or
I
or
still want to
Ethel.
call you
I want to call
Mr.
you.
Morrison.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, sometimes you can get away with calling him coach.
Yes.
So, yeah, but what a delightful young lady Kiara Williams is, the assistant coach for Joppatowne. And and Barb, you know that when you're looking at programs and you're looking at building programs, yes, you have to have the raw materials, meaning kids who come to you with some ability to play, some rec program that's developed kids. But you have to have coaches that are enthusiastic, that are long-standing, that are going to be there for the long term. Um, so I see for both teams, Edgewood and Joppatowne, the rudiments of what is going to be a good program.
Agreed. And you mentioned the Joppatowne coach has been here for 8 years.
Yeah.
But his daughter is, she's a senior, so she's been here for 4. So he was coaching before she even got into high school.
Yep, I'm going to ask the plate umpire. Mr. Plate Umpire. Pardon me on that. I want to get his last name correct. Barb, can you ask him to give us his name?
Hey, Blue.
Somebody can't write well enough to know what your last name was. What is your Phillips? I see. Got it. That's Phillips. Does
That don't look like Phillips.
No, that's not
No.
even close.
You must have written it left-handed.
Thank you, Mike. Like the umpire. Mike told us, by the way, that he is Mr. Sunshine, that as long as he is here, there will be no rain.
I like that.
So it is on him. If it starts raining,
Yes, it
blame
is.
the plate up. Yeah. Hey, Blue, huh? And he turns around and comes to you. Good job. Now Edgewood comes up down 1-0 as Joppatowne is on defense. Taylor Horsey at third, Abby Van Horn at short. Timmy Ojo is at second, and Imani Gomez is at first. Catcher is Mariah Crosset, and Zariah, I get that right. Zaria Barber is the left fielder. Avery Bowens in center, and Kaylee Coffey is the right fielder. Leadoff batter is Sierra Gaither. Sierra is a freshman. She is the catcher. Pop back our way and over our heads. No balls, 2 strikes.
I like to see those pitchers getting ahead as a coach.
I was talking to Ashley before the game, and I said, well, what do you pitch? And she said, well, I have 4 pitches, fastball, a curveball, a changeup, and a screwball. Screwball she likes to use against right-handed batters. Pop up back over our heads and barely over our heads.
Almost got that one.
Barbara, 5 years ago, you would have had that.
Yeah.
You just kind of waved at it down. Oh. No balls, 2 strikes. Ashley Merson, 2-1 on the year. We mentioned that 17 strikeout game against Patapsco. Up high, ball 1, 1 ball, 2 strikes.
I'm impressed that she has 4 pitches.
Yeah.
I had 2.
Back in the day, that's what you needed. Now it seems like things are becoming much more sophisticated.
Yes, and you don't
Pop up,
have the
falling. It's going to be foul. That ball, and it was in fair territory, but had enough English on it that it came back foul.
Yeah, we didn't have the coaches back then that knew how to throw a screwball or a rise ball or a drop ball.
Mariah Crosset, the freshman catcher for Joppatowne. Up high, 2 balls, 2 strikes. Sierra Gaither sort of ducked down just a little bit.
That was a good pitch. Getting ahead when you're heading the count. Don't throw anything too juicy.
2 balls, 2 strikes. Up high, ball 3, full count.
I know it's a pitching mound, which it sort of is, but it looks like she's up a little bit. So she's throwing downhill
Yeah,
a little bit.
yeah, a little elevation. Foul back. Boy, nice job by Gaither, just spoiling the good pitches. That's what you want a leadoff hitter to do. Just so impressed with Ashley Merson's size and the way that she can have that torque to bring the pitch in. Line drive, base hit into right field. Right by the first baseman, on into right field for the single.
That was a good at bat. Fouled off the pitches she needed to.
She had like, what, 9 pitches maybe?
Yeah.
About 4 or 5 fouls. So Sierra Gaither on at first base, and that'll bring up Micaiah Stevens. Micaiah is a junior, the right fielder. Check it, left fielder, batting .222 on the year. Looks like we're going to have a courtesy runner. It's Amaya Chandler, number 2 for Edgewood. Anytime you have a catcher or a pitcher on the mound, you have that, I should say on the base, you have that option of using a courtesy runner. Micaiah Stevens, .222 hitter. Barbara, early in the game, you're down a run. Do you bunt her up here? Do you steal?
You know, I don't, because you got the top of the order up.
Line drive over the second baseman's head, just barely for the base hit. Turning and staying in second, now trying to go to third after stopping, and she'll reach there safely, Will Chandler. So the single just over the second baseman's head.
I couldn't tell if the third base coach was telling her to go or stop or change her mind. I couldn't tell.
Chandler could have been doubled off because that second baseman, Tenny Ojo, almost had the ball. Looked like it maybe ticked off her glove. Then she stopped at second base and then turned and ran. Bring up Juliet Sanchez with runners at first and third and nobody out. Pop up, foul, and off the screen. I think that was that screwball coming inside to the right-handed hitter.
Yeah, Edgewood's being aggressive at the plate. They're not letting anything get by them.
Well, Sanchez is a .545 hitter, has 4 RBIs. So you're looking at that Edgewood lineup. This is the one you want to get by if your pitcher Ashley Merson. Foul back. Wait, you could see Juliet Sanchez shaking her head. That was my pitch.
Yeah, she's throwing good pitches, and they're not swinging and missing. They're fouling them back. In the first inning.
No balls, 2 strikes. Nobody out. Runners at first and third. Edgewood down 1-0, trying to get even or go ahead here in the bottom of the first. Fly ball, center field, coming. It's going to fall to the base hit. Run scores, the throw coming home. The runner stays at first base. Goes down to second now. So now we have runners at first and second. 3 straight hits. Bloop single into center field.
Yeah, so 3 hits in a row.
Runners at first and second. Nobody out. Cleanup hitter is Adriana Hansen, the freshman pitcher. Tie score, 1-1. Edgewood with a chance to take the lead here in the bottom of the first inning. Adriana, a .444 hitter. Down low. Mike Phillips. Gosh, that doesn't look like Phillips at all, does it?
No,
it looks like
it
maybe,
doesn't.
You know how a hen can get their feet in some mud somewhere? That's what it looks like. But it's
Maybe you heard something different. You heard something different.
No. Little off the hands again. Again, I believe it's that screwball coming into the right-handed hitter. No balls, 2 strikes.
It's effective. I mean, they're getting the bat on it.
Yeah, to be truthful, Edgewood has not hit the ball hard yet. They sort of placed it right where the Joppatowne fielders couldn't get to it. Pop-up pitcher. And it is an infield fly roll.
Yep.
Pop up to the pitcher.
It's our first out, right?
Yep, 1 out. Infield fly roll, it's runners at first and second or bases loaded, less than 2 out. If it's a fair ball, the umpire calls infield fly roll if fair. Bring up hitter number 5, Sophia Ortiz, in the Edgewood order. Third baseman batting .200. There's that inside corner pitch. Strike
Batter
one.
flinched out of the way of that one. That was a good inside pitch.
Ground ball foul. No balls, 2 strikes. But Bob, you're right. The Edgewood batters are not waiting for anything.
They are not. They're going up looking for pitches and swinging at the strikes and making contact.
Isabella Bungo, the head coach for Edgewood, the third base coach, saying, yeah, that's what I want to see. Straighten it out. 1 out. Runners at first and second. Pop up, left field, moving. Left fielder back and makes a great catch over the shoulder. Zariah Barber. Wow, what a catch. That ball looked like it got up in the wind and was going to go over her head.
And she did exactly what she should have done. She went back at first, and then she came back in. And it did look like it was going to get over her head, but it didn't.
Zaria Barber with that great catch. That could have been a run, but it's not. 2 outs now. Put a star beside that one.
And the runners had to hold up in case she caught it, and she did.
Now Ariana Harris, the second baseman. Ariana, a 143 batter. 2 out now. Merson seeing if she can get out of this jam with just 1 run scored. It's like a changeup on the outside corner. Abby Reed, the pitcher we saw the other day at Folsom, the Tech pitcher, very impressive.
Very.
Just off the outside corner. 1 ball, 1 strike. Micaiah Stevens at second, Julia Sanchez on at first. Pop up, backing out of play. 1 ball, 2 strikes. The sun has disappeared behind the clouds. It's crazy, and it is Maryland weather because when we came here at 1:30, it was like bright and sunny. It was almost even like too hot.
I was going to say, dare I say I'm hot?
Yeah.
I will never complain about that.
Inside on the changeup, 2-2.
Between last year and this year, this is my first game where it's been nice weather.
Yes, yes. Mark Zervis, our director, brought out the tarps for the cameras, and I said, what are you doing? He said, it could rain. Up high, 3 balls and 2 strikes. 3-2, that will turn the runners loose with 2 outs. Speaking of rain, I think Mike Phillips, our plate umpire, have to tell him I just felt a couple of drops.
No.
Strike 3,
Oh,
gets
good
it by her.
pitch.
Down she goes. Swinging strike, sort of a half swing.
Yeah, she was a little late getting around on that one.
So 1 run on 3 base hits, 3 in a row in those first 3 up. 2 runners are left on base, no errors. We played 1 and we're tied at 1.
That sounds familiar, doesn't it?
Yep.
That was our game
We get to
last week.
give a lot of credit to Ashley Merson to get out of that jam. I mean, she had runners at first and second, nobody out, gave up the run, and still had nobody out, but got the next 3 outs. And credit Zaria Barber, the left fielder. Wow, what a catch she
That
made.
was a great catch, yes.
A little bit of a snow cone. Can you call it snow cone if it's a yellow ball?
You can.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
I like yellow snow cones.
Okay. We'll go now to the top of the second inning, leading that alone.
I don't know when they changed the color of the ball, but our balls when we played were white.
Yeah. Yeah, you're right. And now it's strictly the yellow ball. Yeah. Now you said, Mike Phillips, you said no rain and I just got a couple of drops. You called yourself Mr. Sunshine? Yeah. You're moving the clouds. Yeah, okay. Plate umpire. Yeah. He's still assuring us that the Bob Turk of umpiring says, no, it's not going to rain. Well, it was an exciting first inning, Barbara.
It was.
1-1, both teams scoring a run.
It's exactly the way we like them.
Yep. What do they say about the young lady who makes the great defensive play coming up to lead off the next inning? Zaria Barber will lead off. Now, she didn't make the last out, but that second out, that play in left field was a great one. And if your Edgewood pitcher, Ariana Hansen, and you look at the fact that you've had some trouble coming in, giving up runs. As a freshman, you got to sort of cut your teeth. Do you remember your first game when you pitched, Barb?
I do. It wasn't pretty. When I pitched, my most biggest concern was to not hit any batters. So I hated when I hit batters. But
Really?
I may have hit one or two that game.
Really?
Yes.
So you had this, you're kind of like Sandy Koufax, a great pitcher for the Dodgers, who the one fault he had was he lived in mortal fear of hitting a batter. So he seldom ever hit anyone.
Yeah, and, you're new to the pitching and your control's not great.
Zaria Barber now leading off. Top of the second inning. Turns to bunt. Commits. Gets the strike. The story about Johnny Roseboro and Juan Marichal, when Marichal hit Roseboro over the head with his bat. I'll tell you more about it after this.
Dear.
Roseboro was the catcher. Koufax would not throw at the batter. They wanted him to throw at Marichal. So when Roseboro caught the ball, he threw the ball right by Marichal's head. Swung on a miss. 2 strikes. So the catcher almost hit the batter. Pitcher at that time, there was not a DH. So Marichal turned around and took his bat and hit Roseboro over the head with his bat. Back in 1964. Strike 3, right down the middle.
The batter knew it. She knew it. She didn't want it called, but she knew it.
64 or 65. It was one of those 2 years. But so Roseboro took it upon himself to brush the pitcher hitter back, and for his trouble, he got a bat over the head. 14 stitches later.
Wow.
Timmy Ojo now the batter, 1 out. Line drive, center field, coming center fielder, call it! Great play by Ariella Cullum for Edgewood. Man, she got off with a crack of the bat, came in and made that catch.
Did. She got a great jump.
Wow.
A little shoestring catch out there.
Line out to the center fielder, put a star beside that one. That was a great catch. We have seen 2 great catchers by outfielders, and we're only in the top of the second inning.
Yeah, that ball was hit right at her, which are not the easiest balls to catch.
Imani Gomez, ball 1. That was an outstanding catch. We saw a great catch at Boston, the left fielder for Boston, who made a lunging catch into the alley. Bart, they say that the ball hit right at you as an outfielder is the toughest one.
It's the toughest one. I don't know why, but it is. I guess you can't measure the depth of it if it's coming right at you.
Yeah, but Cullum did not hesitate. She just simply, as soon as that ball was hit, came in and caught the ball about waist high. Strike. I am impressed with Adriana Hansen. She has pitched well here. Swung on and missed. 1 and 2. 2 out, nobody on. We're in the top of the second inning, a 1-1 tie. Each team scoring a run in the top of the first. Just barely got a piece of that. Fouled it off. Gonna hit that out of the catcher's mitt.
Almost.
Imani Gomez, a sophomore. A lot of young players on both these teams. Outside, nice waist pitch.
Don, do you know, are both these teams in the same division?
Yeah, they are. They're both in the Susquehanna division.
Okay.
Yeah. If you're not familiar with that, the Upper Chesapeake Bay, 15 schools, about half of them in the upper division, Chesapeake, and the other half in the lower division. We started that back in the late 1990s, Barb. It's been a great deal, I think.
Yeah, 15 schools, huh?
Yeah.
So it's obviously not just Harford County.
Harford and Cecil, yeah.
Okay.
5 in Cecil, 10 in Harford. That's the ball 4. So with 2 out, a 3-2 inside pitch for the walk. Bring up number 9 hitter, Kaylee Coffey. If I'm Gomez, I'm on the move here. Got 2 out. Swung on a miss.
Yeah, I would too. Yeah, I think you gotta test the defense. You gotta test the catcher.
Against that is that if she gets thrown out, then you bring the 9th hitter up to start the next inning.
That's
so
a good point.
You have to think about that. Swung on, strike 2. So you might want to, give your ninth hitter a chance to get a base hit. So if she does, then you have the leadoff hitter coming up with 2 on. There she goes down to second base. The throw, she's going to be safe as the ball goes through into center field.
And that's why I send them to test the catcher.
Yep. Yeah, it was not a great throw. I'm not sure that catcher Gaither thought that the runner, Gomez, was going to be going on that pitch. He got a late start on making the throw.
Yeah, and I didn't hear anything from the bench. Usually the bench screams and yells, going. I didn't hear anything.
Good call. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Pop up, pitcher has it. Gets a nice catch, sliding catch for the out. Good play by Adriana Hansen.
Yeah, it's a good thing she caught that because that was going to drop. I don't think the second baseman or the first baseman could have caught up to it.
Yep. Nice catch. She was able to. You'll be able to see this catch that she makes. That is that over-the-shoulder catch. Jackson Holliday of the Orioles has had experience with those in his first couple of games in the major leagues. The most difficult play to make is the ball over your head that way.
Yeah, I think she did a little better than he's been doing it.
So in that inning, no runs, there were no hits, there were no errors, and 1 runner was left on base. We played 1.5. Our score tied at 1.
Yeah, speaking of Jackson Holliday, he got his first hit yesterday.
He did. Yeah. He did. Yeah.
He had a big smile on his face.
His dad and his wife were in the stands.
With Cal and his wife, yep.
Yeah. Cal now one of the owners of the Orioles, a minority owner who, it's so good to see Cal back involved intimately with the Oriole organization.
Agreed. I think he's always wanted to be involved.
Whoa! You think about Cal now. Here's a young man who, his dad got fired as the manager, okay? He had every right, maybe every opportunity to play out his option, leave Baltimore. You know how close the Ripken family is. He stuck with it, stuck with the Orioles. He became a lifer, played, 19 seasons with the Orioles, Hall of Fame career.
Yeah, it's rare in the major leagues these days that one player stays with the same team.
Cal told me that he wanted to emulate Brooks. Brooks played 23 years with the Orioles, Brooks Robinson, the late great Brooks. And so Cal, even though his dad had, I'm going to say been mistreated by the Orioles after a very short time as manager. But then Cal Sr. came back, coached the Orioles, wore that number 7, and now for the first time we see the number 7 being worn again. Ariella Cullum, young lady who made that great catch in center field for Edgewood. Remember, she came and made that catch right at about waist high.
Yeah, these pitches have a lot of spin. I'm being right behind the plate. It's easier to see.
Ariella, a 286 hitter on the year. There's that curveball. 1 ball, 1 strike. Ariella Cullum, a junior. Now Mike Phillips is smiling again. The sun is out.
It's warm, too.
Yes, it is. Beautiful day at Edgewood. Great field, 225 all the way around on this fenced-in field. Up high, 2 balls and a strike. Neatly manicured field. It's that total dirt infield, no grass.
Yeah, that's typical for softball.
Yeah.
You always have a skin infield.
Outside, ball 4. A 3-1 walk. Cullum goes down to first base. Barb, as a pitcher, the last thing you want to do is to walk that leadoff hitter.
That's the truth.
Peyton Parise now, the freshman first baseman at the bat. Will she lay it down? Yep, she takes a strike on the outside corner.
Yeah, good things typically don't happen when you walk that leadoff batter.
Cullum on at first base. The freshman catcher, Mariah Crossett. Strike 2. Barb, you talked about testing the catcher. Is this a spot where you want to test her?
I might do it.
2 strikes. You have to feel like the pitcher might be wasting one here, so it might be a good pitch to run on. No swung on a miss. She does not go. 3 pitches, 3 strikes, first K.
And I haven't seen any off speed yet, really. I haven't seen a change up, which would be a really good pitch to run on, but
I asked her about that, whether she said she rarely throws the change. Um,
surprising.
Yeah.
17 strikeouts. I think she probably threw it.
There was that screwball. Really likes to throw it against the right-handed hitter, Michaela Cole. Michaela, the 9th hitter in the lineup. Michaela yet to get an average this year. She's only been up to the plate 3 times. So you would say she's the Jackson Holiday of the Edgewood Rams. Swung on a miss. No balls and 2 strikes. Ashley Merson, the junior. Fastball, curveball, changeup, and screwball. Pop up, second baseman moving, Ojo. Ojo has the pitch. Good job by Ojo hanging with it. 2 down now. That'll bring back to this open first part of the lineup as Sierra Gaither comes up. Sierra, you may remember, got that base hit to right field and scored later 3 straight hits by the Edgewood Rams in the top of the first inning. Sierra, a .250 hitter. 2 out, runner on at first base. She walked, and that's where she's remained for the next 2 batters. Line shot foul down that third baseline. Boy, she got around on that one. Strike 1.
Yeah, this might be a good spot for that changeup.
Boy, Barb, good call, because she showed you your fastball. Hey, I'm not respecting it. Sierra Gaither, the freshman catcher. Little squibber. Pitcher cannot field it, and she'll be safe at first base. Runner was going on the play.
Yeah, that ball had a lot of spin on it. It was tough to pick up.
Very tough to pick up. That's a pitch that you want to use both your hand and your glove. Try to sort of funnel the ball into your glove, because it's going to be spinning so much that you can't pick it up with your bare hand, or with the glove.
Yeah, I see the major leaguers do it. They pick it up barehanded, and that's tough to do.
Tough to do.
They must practice it.
Courtesy runner in for the Edgewood Rams. Looks like that's Amaya Chandler again, the young lady who did that courtesy runner back in the first inning. So now with 2 outs, we have a runner at first and second. Cullum on at second base. Batter is Micaiah Stevens. Micaiah, who got a single to right field over the second baseman's head back in the first inning. Micaiah, a .222 hitter on the year. Tie score at 1. Edgewood looking to try to break on top. Just a bit inside.
Just off the inside plate.
1 ball, 1 strike. I hate to say, was that thunder I just heard?
No.
Don't say that. I don't know who said that. Somebody said it as a joke. Down low, 2 balls and a strike. Mike Phillips, the plate umpire. Rick Morris, veteran umpire Rick Morris. Rick's been around not as long as I have. Nobody's been around that long, but he's been around for a while. Down low, ball 4, we're loaded. Down to third base is Cullum, the courtesy runner Chandler on at second base.
Gonna have a conference with the pitcher.
Jim Van Horn, the veteran coach for Joppatowne. Jim's one of those, he doesn't teach at Joppatowne, but he's been a softball coach for many, many years. Been at Joppatowne for 9 years. His daughter, the shortstop, Abby Van Horn.
I'm trying to figure out what he's saying.
Yeah, they
He's
don't cover.
pointing a lot, which is confusing.
Maybe he's saying you've got to play at any base.
Yeah, I would
Which
hope
he
he's
does.
reminding everyone of that.
All you
Take
gotta
the
do-
easy out wherever you can do
Yeah,
it.
If you're the third baseman, you get the ground ball, just step on third.
That didn't really look like a pitching conference.
No.
It looked like a infield. Here's what we should do.
Juliet Sanchez, the number 3 hitter in the lineup, 545. She had the RBI single back in the first inning. Remember, Edgewood had 3 straight hits, had 2 runners on and a run in with nobody out in the first.
at the top of the order, which is where we are, or at the
Yep.
top of the order.
Ball one.
Which you would expect your top of the order to be most productive.
Merson swung on in this. Nice high fastball.
After walking that last batter, she walked her with low pitches. That one, she came up high.
Yep, she got 2 walks in this inning. Walked the leadoff hitter. Line shot left field. It's going to fall, and it goes by that left fielder. 1 run will score. Here comes the second run. Third run turns third, and she'll come in going for 3 bases, and she's going to be safe at third base on the triple. The 3-run triple by Juliet Sanchez as she clears the bases. Wow.
So wow, that ball actually, I think, rolled to the fence.
It did.
And with 2 outs, the runners were running. There was no stopping them.
All 3 runs score. So that squibber, that little error made by the pitcher, kept this inning alive. 3 runs in with 2 outs, bringing up the cleanup hitter, Adriana Hansen, the freshman pitcher. Edgewood up now 4-1. Up high.
If you're Edgewood, you don't want to leave that runner at third either. I know there's 2 outs, but you want to try to get that runner in.
A 2-out rally. The walk to Cullum, but she was stranded there on a strikeout and a pop-up. Pop-up, center field, moving. And the ball falls off the hands of Avery Bowens. Going into second, turning second, heading for third. Here's the throw, and she's going to be safe at third base on the triple by Adriana Hansen. So 2 triples in a row. This one to center field.
That was a good throw into third.
That knocks in the 4th run of this inning and makes it 5-1.
I think maybe if it had hit the cutoff and not thrown it so high, it maybe would have got there before the runner, but it was a good throw.
Bowens and Barber running together in left center field. You know, that's where the center fielder, Barb, has to take charge, right?
Yes, absolutely.
You'll be seeing how this happened. You'll notice that the ball, you'll see that the center fielder gets her hands on the ball, unable to corral it, and the triple scores the 4th run of this inning.
Yeah, it was hard to tell if anyone was calling it. They both did go for the ball.
Sophia Ortiz, who lined out to left field to end the 1st inning. Remember, that was the great catch made by left fielder Zaria Barber. 2 out. The count remains with 2 outs. All this damage has occurred with 1 runner on base and 2 outs. As Ashley Merson has a chance to look back on this game, that little squibber that was hit back to her, that was the key play of the inning. That was the 3rd out. You know, it was just a little squibber. Sounds easy to do, but if you ever try to pick up the thing, it's like picking up ice, some kind of slippery, slimy something. Ground ball into left field for the base hit.
Yeah, that made a big difference, especially, you know, they're in the top of the order there. It's where the good hitters are. And she gave them an extra chance.
Knocking in another run. That's the 5th run of this inning. Making it 6-1 now, the lead for Edgewood. Reminder, all this with 2 outs and 1 runner on base. The 9th hitter in the order, I should say the 9th hitter in this inning, Ariana Harris, swung on a miss. Edgewood Rams, a reminder, coming in at 1-4, their only win against Aberdeen the last time out. Joppatowne 2-2 coming in. Change up high. Harris had a notion. She was thinking about that.
He thought about it. That's a good take.
2 outs. Runner on at first base. High and outside. This is where you want to minimize the damage. Get in. Game's a long game. Strike right at the knees. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 out, 1 on. 5 runs in for the Edgewood Rams in the top of the 2nd inning. and that 6-1 lead. Pop up, foul, and out of play. Scattering the fans. And we have a
A
nice
few
group of
fans
fans
back
here.
there.
Yeah. Looking around, someone smartly bought a rain gear. Others, like me, came sans rain gear. Strike on the outside corner, going down to second base, and no, that's the third
It's
strike.
a third strike.
Yeah, you're only allowed 3, so it ends the way it started, a strikeout, as Harris goes down, but 9 batters come up, and 6 runs cross the plate. Excuse me, 5 runs cross the plate. 5 runs on, let's count them, 1, 2, 3 base hits. There was that one critical error and 1 runner left on base. We played 2 full innings. Edgewood leads by 6-1.
Yeah.
Wow.
Now, if you're Edgewood, you wanna shut them down this inning. Don't give those runs right back to them.
Well, your freshman pitcher has been in the dugout. She hit once, but it's a long time between pitches. So, if you're, the pitcher, Adriana Hansen, you have to get yourself warmed up as quick as you can. What would you do, Barb, if you were pitching? You'd been sitting around for, what now, 10 minutes?
Yeah, well, that's why we get warm-up pitches to get back in the flow. And it's warm out here. It's not. If it were cold, that could be an issue too.
Yeah.
But it's warm.
Good point.
The key now would be to go out and throw strikes. Don't try to tinker inside or outside. Throw strikes.
We go to the top of the order in the bottom here of the 3rd inning. Should say the top of the 3rd inning. Joppatowne will send up the top of their order. Avery Bowens, Ashley Merson, and Taylor Horsey, 1, 2, and 3 in the order. Bowens fanned, took a 3rd strike back in the 1st inning. Merson started the rally with a single and scored on a single by Abby Van Horn. Bunt down the 3rd baseline, moving quickly on it, Sophia Ortiz. I like that. The 3rd baseman wasn't going to let her lay the bunt down.
Yeah, she's got some speed too. It looks like.
Yep, she has 6 stolen bases, does Avery Bowens on the year. 1 strike.
See if they try the bunt again. And they do.
Foul again. Like if I'm Bowens, I'm going to have to push that ball along the first baseline because Ortiz is coming in. She's almost shaking hands.
Yeah,
with
and it
the
looks like
batter.
she's just not getting that bat out in front of her
Good
enough.
point. Boy, the fundamentals of bunting, you've got to get the bat out front. You've got to let the bat sort of give as the ball hits it. Sounds so simple. Line drive, base hit. That's all she needed. Just warm up, get a couple bunts, and we'll get a base hit to left
Yeah.
field.
Hey, coach, I don't need to bunt.
Keep your stinking bunt. Oh, so now here, Ashley Merson, the pitcher for Joppatowne, will be coming up now, looking to try to help her cause. Remember, she got the base hit back in the 1st inning, went to second base, and then got a wild pitch to go to 3rd base and scored on the RBI single by Abby Van Horn. Nobody out, runner at first. 6-1, the lead for Edgewood.
I might think about sending the runner in this situation.
Boy, down 5 runs, you're a brave man, woman. Whoa,
Well, she's got a lot of stolen bases, right?
she does. Up
And
high,
she's
there
going.
she goes. Safe at second. See, that's why you're a coach and an expert, and I'm just standing here commentating. Send her. Yeah, 5 runs down. Go ahead. Stolen base.
Joppatowne's trying to get something going here.
In the old days, they would have said, how can you steal down 5 runs? You need to get on base. Swung and a miss.
Great pitch on the outside.
Good job by Sierra. Gave her the catcher. Runner on second, Avery Bowens, had taken a few steps. She just ran right at her. 1 ball, 1 strike.
It's tough when you're a catcher and they steal third because the batter's in the way, and the batter doesn't have to get out of the batter's box.
Oh, it hit her. Merson is hit on the knee, and she'll go down to first base. Don't rub it. That's what they say. Don't rub it.
Don't
Yeah,
rub it.
right.
Yeah.
Easy for you to say.
Her teammates are harassing her a little bit.
Taylor Hortsey now, who fanned back in the first inning, 400 hitter, number 3 in the lineup.
Yeah, this is not what you want if you're Edgewood.
Yep.
First and second with no outs.
Talked about a shutdown inning. Hasn't happened so far. All 1. Remember, Adriana Hansen pitched only 4 innings all year. Struck out just 2 and walked 10 in those 4 innings. Ground ball up the middle. Going to get through there for the base hit. Turning third, Bowens coming home. Here's the throw. It's going to be off line, and the runner, Merson, will go down to third. The other runner going down to second on the base hit.
Yeah, and Edgewood did not hit their cutoff man. If they would, ball would not have come back to the backstop. He'd probably still have runners at first and second. So it's important to hit the cutoff.
Second and third, the run scores. Now you're down 6-2. You bring up your cleanup hitter, Abby Van Horn.
Yeah, first base is open. I might want to think about pitching around her.
Yeah, I'm with you. Strike
No.
on the inside corner. Key part of the ball game. I mean, you've talked about it, Barb. Have a shutdown inning. So far, that's not happened for Hansen. Sun back out. Pop-up foul and out of play.
And she's definitely not pitching around her.
We talked about that sun field. The sun is right behind us, so if I'm in left field or center field, that's going to make that pop-up really hard to catch. Shortstop, we can see the shortstop, Sanchez, shading her eyes. Up high. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
That was a good pitch with 2 strikes.
Boy, Barb, the toughest day when that sun goes in and out. If the sun is out all the time, you have your glasses on, you know exactly what's going to happen. Now the sun is back in. Low ground ball, it's going to be foul.
Good job letting that go foul.
Yep.
I don't know if she would have had a play anywhere with that one.
Yep. 1 ball, 2 strikes, it remains. Merson had already come across and touched the plate. We'll have to go back. Nobody out. Runners at second and third. Merson at third. Taylor Hortsey at second. Leadoff hit by Bowens. Hit by the pitch Merson, and then a single by Hortsey to score the run. Down low. Good block. Gaither making a good stop. 2 balls and 2 strikes. I emphasize a freshman catcher.
Yeah, I remember being a pitcher and letting the catchers practice catching those. It was hard to throw dirt balls intentionally.
Swung on in this big pitch. First out is recorded. That's your cleanup hitter, Van Horn. She goes down, leaving runners at second and third. 1 out. Mariah Crossett, the freshman catcher for Joppatowne, at the bat. Mariah grounded out to the first baseman unassisted back in the first inning, that first inning. Strike on the outside corner. Barbara, if you're Joppatowne, well, you don't want to leave those runners out there.
No, you certainly don't, especially with less than 2 outs.
You've narrowed the score to 6-2. A hit here, it could be 6-4. Down low.
And hitting a handball to the right side should get it done. You can get a ball pitched to the outside of the plate.
1 out. Runners at second and third. 1 run in. Top of the third inning. Just off the outside corner.
Oh, that was close. That's the one you want to drive to the right side.
Mike Phillips gave it a long look and said, nope.
Catcher held it there for a while and said, you want to take a look again?
2 balls and a strike. Ground ball.
There you go.
Off the first baseman, off the second baseman. 1 run scores. Here comes that second run to score. Throw into the plate. She's going to be safe at home. And the runner goes down to second base. Wow. What a big hit. Single to the second base area. And the RBI, 1 run scores. fact, she knocks in 2 runs with that RBI single.
Yeah, it almost looks like the catcher felt like it should have been a force play. Like she didn't want to apply the tag.
Yeah. Good play by second baseman Ariana Harris. She got the ball, threw it into home, but crossing safely was Taylor Horsey. So just like that, it's back to a 6-4 game. That ball just out of the reach of the first baseman, Peyton Parise, off her glove and just off the glove then of Ariana Harris. 2 runs scoring. A game of inches, Barb.
It certainly is, and I think the coach is saying, okay, let's settle down and relax a little bit. We're still ahead.
Yeah, you were 6-1 ahead. Now you're up only 6-4. Barb, you talked about it so well. A shutdown inning. What you wanted if you're Edgewood, you're up 6-1, get back in with your lead 6-1. If you're Joppatowne, boy, you've taken advantage.
Yes, you have. And they're going up swinging, just what you want. You got to stay aggressive if you're behind.
Zaria Barber, the batter. Zaria Fan leading off the second inning. Runner on at second base is Crossett. A 2 RBI infield hit. I don't know what the delay here is. Are they making a change?
I think we're going to have a courtesy runner.
It looks like it, yeah. Looks like number 11, that's Kristen Ratliff. Going in as
She's
a
running
courtesy
for
runner.
Mariah Crossett, the catcher.
Mariah going in and getting they used to call it the tools of ignorance, you know? It's a misnomer because you want a quick way to get to the major leagues, become a catcher.
Yes, that's true.
Zaria Barber turns to bunt. Strike is called, no, or they saying it. Now the runner's going down to third base.
Yeah, I don't think it was called a foul ball.
It was not. Now they're going to consult. No, they're just going to say it's a wild pitch.
Good heads up running when you're not sure.
So Ratliff, the courtesy runner, down to third base with just 1 out. Now they call his timeout. Mike Phillips is going to go out and talk to Rick Morris and say, what did you see? It looked like the batter committed on the ball, but I don't think she hit it.
I'm sure she touched it, though.
Yeah. Rick Morris and Mike Phillips discussing it. Looks like they're going to send the runner back to second. Foul ball, Mr. Ump? They must be calling a foul ball. So take her back to second base, Crossett. 1 strike to Zaria Barber. Down low. Really impressed with Sierra Gaither, the freshman catcher for Edgewood. Does a nice job fielding the ball behind the backstop.
Another nice stop. She's working hard.
Like 1 strike. I didn't see the number of balls put up. I think it's 2 and 1, I believe. Up high. 3 balls and a strike. Adriana Hansen, the freshman pitcher, coming into this game, had pitched only 4 innings all season. She's now in her 3rd inning of work here in the 5th game of the year. On the outside corner, 3 balls and 2 strikes.
Yeah, being up in the count, she could be picky if she wanted to, and she was.
First base is open.
First base is open.
Got only 1 out though.
I'm sure Joppatowne will take a walk.
Swung on and missed. For a great comeback by Hansen, I should say. That's 2 out now. Kenny Ojo coming to the plate. Remember, it was Ojo hit that line drive into center field that Ariella Cullum came in and made the great catch running in toward the plate. 2 out, runner at second base, a 6-4 lead for Edgewood. Line shot just foul.
First base coach is dancing over there.
That's Kiara Williams, the young lady we talked about who was the Spanish teacher at Edgewood, the former student I should say at Joppatowne. Her first year coaching and her first year teaching at Joppatowne.
Yeah, I wouldn't think she has too many more years looking at her. She does look like a student.
Yeah, she does, which is a good thing.
It's a good thing.
One strike. Down low. One ball, one strike. Tinny Ojo, a senior, second baseman.
She's still quick enough to get out of the way of those foul balls.
Yep. At my age, I would have taken it off the shin. Swung on and missed. One ball, two strikes. Hanson one strike away from getting out of this inning, giving up 3 runs. Tie run at the plate. Tied 1-1 at the end of 1. 6-1, the Edgewood lead after 2. Swung on and missed. Drops the ball. Tags are out. And that is the end of the inning.
Good heads-up play by the catcher. She is doing a good job back there.
Good job by Hanson to come out of that with just the 3 runs. 3 runs on 2 hits. 2 hits and that hit by pitcher. That was a big play of the game. There were no errors, and there was 1 runner left on base. We have now played 3 full innings of play. It is 6-4, the Joppatowne lead. Excuse me, the Edgewood lead, pardon me. Edgewood got 1 in the bottom of the first, 5 in the bottom of the second. Joppatowne 1 in the top of the first, 3 in the top of the third, and that's where we are.
So that's what we kind of suspected. It might be a lot of runs being scored on both sides.
Ashley Merson back on the mound. Ashley has pitched a lot this year. She's 2-1 on the year. She's pitched in 3 games. Had that 17 strikeout performance against Patapsco. Also won the game against Aberdeen. Pitched all 9 innings and a 5-4 extra inning win for Joppatowne. She lost the game against Perryville, and then the game against Haverty Grace, the other loss for Joppatowne. She was not in that game as a pitcher. So after batting around in the bottom of the second, Edgewood will send up Ariella Cullum again, who led off the second inning. She'll now lead off the bottom of the third. Strike. Looked like one of those get me over strikes where, I don't want to get behind. And a lot on the pitch.
That's good strategy, getting ahead.
Back. Cullum walked to lead off that last inning. Remember, she came around and scored 2 walks by Merson in that inning, and both of them scored. 2 big triples, one by Sanchez, one by Hanson, and then the single by Ortiz. Those were the RBIs.
Now with 2 strikes, I wouldn't expect anything down the middle.
Up high.
The batter didn't bite.
Impressed with Cullum's approach at the plate. She's very nice change up. Good take by Cullum. 2 balls, 2 strikes. But we were mentioning that Merson doesn't throw many change-ups. It's a pitch that doesn't look like she's quite mastered just yet.
It's a hard one to master. Like you said in the last game, you got to try to keep your motion the same, which is tough.
Swung on and missed on the fastball. Strike 3.
But that's a situation where you want to throw it. Nobody's on base. If it gets by the catcher, okay, it's all right.
Peyton Paris now, who fanned in that second inning. Remember, there were 2 outs. Paris had fanned, and Michaela Cole had popped up. Foul ball out of play. So there were 2 outs and 1 runner on first base. Then came the error by the pitcher, the walk, the triple, and the single. And just like that, you had 5 runs for the Rams. Peyton Paris, the first baseman, the freshman, 222 hitter on the year, up high. 1 ball, 1 strike. Sun has disappeared. The clouds have taken over. Tip foul, hung on to by catcher Crossett. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
Okay, one thing I like to see is the catchers with their throwing hand behind them. I see it now in the major leagues. A lot of them keep that throwing hand right where it can get hit.
Swung on and missed. 2 up, 2 down on strikeouts. That's 5 strikeouts on the game, 5 strikeouts and 3 walks. It'll bring up the 9th hitter, Michaela Cole. Cole popped up her only turn at the bat. 0-1. Right on the knees. Perfect pitch.
Merson is just smiling away out there. I don't know if she's getting away with pitches or what's going on, but she's got a big smile on her face.
A
It's
happy
good to
warrior.
see.
What's not to be happy about, huh? Line shot, base hit down that right field foul line.
Fair.
Turning first, heading for second. Here's the throw in and the double.
Oh.
Good job by, nice job by Cole taking the extra base on that double.
Yeah, she almost went around that base a little too far, but made it back.
Fielded by Kaylee Coffey in the outfield. Got the throw in, but not until Cole got to second base. Notice she didn't break stride at all, Barb. She hit first base and went right on to second.
Yeah, she had the play in front of her, so she could see. She didn't necessarily need to rely on the first base coach.
Brings up the leadoff hitter, Sierra Gaither, the freshman. Sierra's been on twice, scored twice. Led off the first inning with a single and scored. Got on to that squibby hit back to the pitcher. That's a new term, a squibby hit. If you remember, that ball was hit right off the end of the bat, and it looked like a worm burner going out there. It was going 1,000 miles an hour, only in a spin. Pitcher Merson tried to field it with her glove, couldn't do it. Strike up high on that letter pitch. Gaither tried to sort of crouch down and have that
She
ball
did.
called high.
I don't think she agreed with that call.
Taking a little walk and saying, hey, Mr. Ump. Ground ball third base and by the third baseman. That's going to score a run. Turning first and going down to second base. Another 2-out rally for the Edgewood Rams. All right, I'm going to let you be the official score, Barb. You're going to hit or an error?
I'm going to give her a hit.
Okay.
That's why they call it the hot corner, right?
Base hit and an RBI.
That would have been a fantastic play if she'd have come
It
up
would.
with that ball and thrown her out.
She might have been able to stop the ball and stop the runner.
Yeah,
But you're right. That would have been a base
she
hit
was
all
deep
the way.
at third, too, so it would have been a long throw.
So the double down the third baseline by Gaither. She's been up 3 times, on base 3 times. I think we have that courtesy runner on at second base as Stevens is at the bat. Stevens walked last time and scored, got a single back in the first inning. There's the strike. Barb, you talk about the shutdown inning, and again, if you're Joppatowne, you're back in the ball game, you're only down by 2, and just like that, Edgewood comes back and scores a run on you with 2 outs.
Oh, yeah, with 2 outs. I was thinking Joppatowne to get out of this and come back and take the momentum into the next inning.
Yeah, you strike out the first 2 batters, and you think, hey, this is going to be my inning. And then Cole, the 9th hitter in the order, gets a double, and that's followed by Gaither, the leadoff hitter, with a double.
And now you're right back in the meat of their order.
Stevens. Pop foul off the backstop. Bottom of the third. It's a 7-4 lead for the Edgewood Rams. Down low. 2 balls and 2 strikes, 2 out. Runner on at second base. That's Sierra Gaither. Check at the courtesy runner for Sierra Gaither. Pop up. Could be in play. First baseman coming. No, out of play. Picking up that number, the young lady on at second base. Not seeing it just yet.
Nope.
Could be number 2, Amaya Chandler. She's been the normal courtesy runner. Coach Jim Van Horn calling his catcher over, having a conference.
Couldn't quite hear what he was saying. I'm not
No,
sure.
whatever it was, and the sun is suddenly back out, and remind you, you see the left fielder, we see her shading her eyes, and anything hit out to left field, third base, maybe shortstop, maybe even center field, is going to be very tough.
Yeah, nobody's wearing hats.
Micaiah Stevens, the batter. Oh, there's the changeup.
There it is.
Whoa.
And she had a big smile on her face after she threw that pitch.
That's the one that you needed. That may have been what Jim Van Horn told the catcher. Let's call the changeup.
Oh, that's a good call. You might be right.
So 1 run is scored, 1 run on 2 base hits, no errors, and there was 1 runner left on base after 3 full innings. Now the Edgewood Rams lead by 7-4. Joppatowne scoring 1 in the top of the second, 3 in the top of the third. Edgewood 1 in the bottom of the first, 5 in the bottom of the second, 1 in the bottom of the third. So now, turn the page. You are Adriana Hansen. Your job is to shut the door here and have a clean inning.
Yeah, we'll see how it goes.
We'll go to the top of the 4th inning, and the bottom of the order, Imani Gomez, Kaylee Coffey, the 8 and 9 hitters, Avery Bowens, the leadoff hitter. Hope you're enjoying this game from Edgewood. It's the Edgewood Rams 1-4, winner over Aberdeen last time out. Joppatowne coming in at 2-2. Joppatowne's win over Aberdeen, a 5-4 extra inning win. Game in which Ashley Merson pitched all 9 innings. So we go down to the top of the 4th inning. Again, it's Gomez, Coffey, and Bowens, the scheduled hitters coming up for Joppatowne.
And if you're Joppatowne, at the bottom of the order, you want to do whatever you can to get on base and get the top of your order up to bat.
Yeah, there were 2 out in the last inning when Gomez, or I should say in the second inning, Gomez walked, stole second, but was stranded there. Line drive, foul off the screen on the right side. Pop up, gonna hit and go foul. There's that spin on the ball. Two strikes now. Harbaugh still amazed by that catch that the Falston catcher made when she dove for the ball the last game we did.
Yeah, that was right in front of us, too. We had a front row seat.
Did it hit her? It looks like it did.
It did.
Boy, that's the last thing you want to do. 2 strikes, no balls on the leadoff hitter. Hit by the pitch. Gomez looks like got on that right ankle, maybe on the right foot area.
Yeah, she looked like she was limping a little bit going down to first.
That's called taking one for the team.
It is.
9th hitter, this is Kaylee Coffey. Coffey made that little pop-up that pitcher Adriana Hansen made the diving catch of. Turns to bunt. Boy, a great bunt to third base to throw down to first base. Nice play by the first baseman going all the way to third, though.
Yeah, the throw drew her off the base. It looked like from where we were sitting, I couldn't tell if she tagged her. She tried to tag her.
I thought she did, yeah. And
she was called safe.
Sophia Ortiz, the third baseman who threw the ball to first base. Great play by Peyton Paris.
Yeah, and the Rams are saying, wait, why isn't she out?
Yeah.
Yeah, they both feel like she tagged her, and from where we were, it looked like she did.
Yeah, Isabella Bungo, the coach, coming out to talk. You'll be able to see it yourself. Did she make the tag at first base? You'll see Ortiz makes the throw wide. I think she tagged her.
It looked like she.
Maybe twice, huh?
Yeah, the first time maybe she missed, but the second time it looked like she did tag her.
Yeah, Peyton Paris, the first baseman. No, they're gonna say she's safe. Yeah.
Well, they don't have the advantage of replay like we do.
Yeah,
but
that Edgewood, an unfortunate call for them, so both runners are safe. 2-1 and nobody out. The sack bunt. Give the error to the third baseman on the throw. Runners at second and third.
Catcher didn't even give it a thought. She said, nope, I'm not throwing down.
So they call it defensive indifference rather than a stolen base. Runners at second and third, nobody out. Pop up, moving third baseman, moving catcher. Oh, great attempt. Does she make the catch?
I couldn't tell.
Our back was to it.
I don't think there's a lot of cheering. I think it was a good effort, but I don't know
What
if she
an
came
effort.
up with it.
Sierra Gaither with that headlong dive.
You have to applaud the effort that we're seeing in these games.
That was a great, great effort. 2 strikes. Little punch ball off the right side. Foul and out of play. Two strikes. Inside, wild pitch. No, did it hit her?
Yes,
looks like
I think it did.
Looks like it did. The second hit batsman of the inning. That'll load the bases. Sarah Frist, the young lady from Boston that we're mentioning who made that diving catch, we marveled at back a couple of days ago that we did the game. That play by Gaither was similar to that, although it was the opposite side, but still a diving attempt. So the bases are loaded. We have nobody out. 2 hit batters in the inning. An error on a sacrifice bunt.
So it looks like no lead is quite safe.
Ashley Merson swung on a missed. Ashley with a single and a hit by the pitch earlier. She scored 2 runs, the pitcher for Joppatowne. Up high, 1 ball, 1 strike. We're in the top of the 4th inning.
The key here is to put the ball in play and see what happens.
Foul ball. 7-4 lead for the Edgewood Rams, and Barb, as you said, no lead safe at this point. Tie run on at first base, lead run at the plate.
Just a little bit outside.
2 balls, 2 strikes, bases loaded, nobody out. Ground ball third base, throw to the plate, high and over the third of the catcher's head. The run will score.
That was the right play. She had plenty of time, just overthrew it a little bit. I think the runner may have kind of altered her throw a little bit.
Yep. Sometimes if you're the receiver, you need to step out of the baseline.
Yes.
So the run scores. That's the 5th run of the ball game for the Edgewood Rams. Everybody else is safe on the error. That'll bring up the 3rd hitter in the lineup, Taylor Horsey. Back to the pitcher. Throw to the plate. That's the out on the force out. That's all they get. So that's the force out. 1-2. One safely at first base on the fielder's choice.
Bases remain loaded.
Moving up to second base is Merson.
Looks like the left side of the infield's playing in, but the right side is playing at a normal depth.
1 out. Abby Van Horn, the batter. Abby has a single in 2 trips and an RBI back in the 1st inning. Fan last time up. Bases remain loaded. Two strikes. Van Horn, the cleanup hitter, the coach's daughter, senior, captain of the team. You know, she would like nothing better than to put the team on her back right here. Swung on and missed. Ooh, catcher was thinking it was 3 outs and rolled it back to the pitcher. No harm done. That's 2 outs. They'll bring up Mariah Crossett, the freshman catcher. Mariah with that single off the second baseman's glove last time and 2 RBIs. Ground ball. Shortstop coming. Fields it. No throw there. No play there. Everybody's safe. Run scores.
Oh, are they calling her out? What happened? Oh, interference maybe.
Interference is the call. Yeah. Rick Morris, the base umpire, says that was interference. So instead of the run scoring single, the putout will go to the shortstop. Wow, that's a key call in the game.
It sure is. That's a base running blunder.
So 7-5 is the score.
Now I had the catcher in my way, the pitcher in my way, the umpire in my way. I couldn't quite see what was going on out there.
Limited to 1 run in that inning. 1 run. There were 2 errors in that inning. Let's see, there was a hit batter and 2 hit batters. I'm not seeing a hit in the inning. Yep, not a hit at all. 1 run, no hits, 2 errors. There were 2 runners left on base. The call was against, I guess, Ashley Merson going from second to third. Yeah, the rule is you have to give the fielder the right to field the ball. And if you interfere in any way, you don't have to run into her, but if you obstruct her view and not allow her to have a chance to field the ball, it's tough play for the runner because you're thinking about running to the next base. Sometimes you have to either stop or go around behind.
Yeah, and the shortstop didn't even throw the ball and knew she, that she was out, so she knew.
Yeah.
I guess the umpire called it immediately. We just didn't hear it.
Nope. And I tell you, a smart infielder is taught, find a runner to run into.
Yes, you can. That's true.
Really, and then it's an automatic out. You can't make it obvious, but if you can find a runner that's not paying attention, just make sure you run into him or her.
Yes.
They'll call the out. So 1 run.
So the Joppatowne players are now comparing their hit. She hit me in the ankle. Where'd she hit you? It hurt.
7-5 the score as we go now to the bottom of the 4th inning. Edgewood will send up the heart of their lineup, Juliet Sanchez, Adriana Hansen, and Sophia Ortiz, the 3, 4, and 5 hitters. Sanchez had that big triple, 2 RBI triple or 3 RBI triple last time up. She's 2 for 2. A .545 hitter on the year, and that average, it's tough for your average to go up when you're batting .545, but hers is. Nobody out. Bottom of the 4th. Swung on and missed.
1/2 inning that was scoreless, and that's it, right?
Yeah. Yeah, Edgewood had 1, 5, and 1. Joppatowne 1, 0, 3, and 1. Down low. There's the change. Ashley Merson, the junior pitcher for Joppatowne. Pop up right in the middle of the diamond. Who's got it? Who's calling it? Second baseman, and she makes the play. That's Timmy Ojo. Timmy looked like she was doing a bit of a stagger, but she's hung with it and made the catch.
And Mercer said, "Nope, I'm not catching it. You guys catch it." She didn't even go back on it.
Yeah. Nice play by Ojo. That ball was hit a sky-high pop-up. Now Adriana Hansen, the freshman pitcher, had a triple last time up and an RBI. 1 for 2. All one. Barb, when the sun comes out, it's warm, almost
It is
even
warm.
hot.
Yes.
And the clouds obscure the sun. It gets a little chilly.
Oh, wouldn't say
Yeah,
chilly.
maybe that's going a bit far.
Cooler.
Yeah, how about comfortable?
Comfortable,
Yeah,
yes.
yeah. Temperature's probably somewhere in the mid-80s, wouldn't you say?
It was when I was driving here. It was in the 80s.
And very humid. Kind of a Maryland kind of a day.
Left fielder still shielding her eyes from the sun.
Nice strike. Yeah, it is so tough because, as we say, the sun comes out and then it goes back in, and you're not sure exactly when it's going to happen. Swung on and missed. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
She was determined to swing at that pitch no matter what. She had a healthy cut.
What do they say in League of Their Own? High pitch, can't take them, can't hit them.
I like the high ones.
I like the high ones. Nag, mule, swung on, foul ball, out of play.
Looked like the same pitch. You did a good job getting a piece of it.
Barb, I honestly think my all-time favorite sports movie is League of Their Own.
It's
Funny,
a good one.
Funny, kind of nostalgic at many points.
Yeah, it's one you can watch over and over again.
Ginny Dugan, based on Jenny Fox, the old Maryland outfielder. Pop up back behind the pitcher. It's falling quickly. It's going to be a base hit right off the hands. It's not always how hard you hit them, it's where you hit
No, that
them.
was a good piece of hitting.
2 for 3 now for Hansen. She's on at first. See if they bring in a courtesy runner for her, the pitcher. Sophia Ortiz. It's the manager's, head coach's decision. She can leave that pitcher in or bring in a courtesy runner. Pop up, same spot, second baseman makes the catch. Another one of those stagger, make the catch.
She's making it interesting, but she's getting the job done. And I like that she used 2 hands to catch that ball.
Oh, yeah. 2 outs now. Bringing up Ariana Harris, the senior second baseman. Edgewood coach Isabella Bungo having a word.
I think we are going to get a courtesy runner.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, Adriana Hansen went back head first, getting back safely. And I think Coach Bungo is saying, I don't want my pitcher doing all that diving. Not sure who that is. That might be, we'll get a number here and tell you. It looks like
It's
number
3.
And that's Peyton Roberts in as the courtesy runner. Ariana Harris pulls it foul. Rams trying to put another run on the board. They reach 7-5. You see we're in the bottom of the 4th inning. Ooh, nice pitch outside.
She didn't bite.
They call it a waste pitch, but there's no such thing. If you can throw a pitch that's an enticing pitch, you don't want to just...
That's the key, to make it enticing. Make
Yeah.
it a ball, but make it enticing. Try and get them to swing at it.
That was one that was a no-doubter. I'm going to take that one. Sun back out in full force.
Yeah, a lot of times the pitchers will nibble a little too much at the plate.
Swung on and missed. Was that a foul ball?
I think
guess
so,
so.
yes.
Hit foul beyond the catcher. Mariah Crossett comes back and fields it. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 out. Runner on at first base. Courtesy runner Roberts. Swung on and this catcher misses it. She can go. And does so. Gets safe on the error to the catcher. Going down to second base is Hanson. Looked like for a moment that catcher Crossett didn't know where the ball was. She sort of hesitated to come back.
Agreed. We have kind of the backstop is kind of deep.
Yeah.
Deeper than we've seen in other fields.
Jim Van Horn coming out to the mound slowly, gathering his team around him. Ariella Cullum, the batter. Again, another case where Joppatowne should be out of this inning. Looks like we may be making a change. Shortstop Abby Van Horn.
I think we're changing catchers.
Yeah, Abby Van Horn looks like she's going to go from shortstop to catcher.
Maybe this is a defensive move. I'm not sure. I think in general she's done a good job blocking the plate.
She has, yeah. Looks like we're getting like it might be 16. That's Aubrey Forney going in. 16 going into left field is Aubrey Forney.
Okay, so shortstop's now going to catch.
The only substitute is 16's going in for 22.
Okay.
But the new catcher would be 15.
Yeah.
And who's the shortstop now?
Moved him around. I'm not sure.
Okay. We have a new shortstop where Abby Van Horn was. Looks like that's
Number 3
Number,
is now playing short.
that's
Soraya Barber.
Yeah. Soraya Barber is coming from left field into shortstop. And Van Horn is going into catch. So out of the ball game is Crossett, number 22. So 2 out now, and Cullum is at the bat. Runners on at first and second. Inside, ball 1. Ariella Cullum, fan last time up, walked the time before and scored. Strike on the outside corner. Ashley Merson has gone all the way. Trying to record the first shutdown inning against Edgewood. They've scored in every inning so far, the first 3. Up high. Another case where Edgewood had, where Joppatowne had 2 outs. Looked like the inning was all but over.
Yeah, the elusive third out for both teams has been tough.
He got the strikeout against Harris, but Harris was able to get to first base on the error to the catcher. Now Cullum with a 3-ball, 1 strike count. The sun back out, shining in all its glory into the left fielder's eyes. Strike 2, we're full now. Runners at first and second. Sampson, the runner at second base. Checkett Roberts at second base, the courtesy runner. Strike 3 right there. The third out is recorded on the take third strike, and they will, the Joppatowne, get out of that inning without any run scoring. No runs. There was 1 hit, 1 error, and 2 runners left on base. We have now played 4 full innings with a 7-5 lead by the Edgewood Rams. So finally a shutdown inning for Joppatowne.
Finally a shutdown inning. It was, they still got on base. They still threatened.
Did, yeah.
Just didn't push them over that time.
Just an interesting ball game. Both teams making mistakes, some making good plays though. Both pitchers being a little bit wild at times.
Yeah, we've seen a little bit of everything in this game. Good defense, some pitchers coming through when they need to, some hit batters.
Both pitchers have gone all the way. Audriana Hansen for the Edgewood Rams, the freshman. Remember, we told you that she had pitched only 4 innings all year. Edgewood now in its sixth game of the year, 1-4 coming in. Ashley Merson, the veteran pitcher who's pitched a lot this year. Remember, she went that 9 innings in that win over the Aberdeen Eagles a couple of games ago. So if you're Joppatowne, Barb, your goal here, your assignment?
Well, I'm swing at the strikes for sure. Don't swing at any balls. And a key doing that is swing at the good strikes. You know, look for that nice, fat, juicy one right down the middle. And stay aggressive, but be a little bit particular in the pitches you swing at.
There's 6, 7, and 8 hitters coming up. Zaria Barber, Timmy Ojo, and Imani Gomez. 6, 7, and 8 batters. Barber looking to put the ball in play. She's fanned both times up. A .313 hitter on the year, so she can hit the ball.
She can, and you know, I think it would be up to her, but she might want to try to lay down a bunt maybe.
Joppatowne
You're having
down,
trouble making contact.
Down by 2 runs. They led 1-0 after the first half inning. It was tied 1-1. And then Edgewood scored those 5 runs in the bottom of the second inning. Yep,
Well, looks like she thought about it.
Yep, and moving on the play at third base was Ortiz. 1 ball. Fakes the bunt, gets a strike called.
I think she might have been just waiting for that first ball to be thrown. She's going to square around and pretend until a strike was thrown. We'll see what she does here.
Looks like she had a notion but took it. 2 balls and a strike.
Oh, a high strike.
Yeah, nice job.
I thought she did a good job holding up, but he called it a strike.
Gaither, the catcher for Edgewood, she may be a freshman, but she already knows how to steal a strike now and then. Brought that one back in the strike zone. Up high. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Full count. Easy to say, hard to do. You do not want to walk this batter. Throw a strike. Even you know, if she hits it.
That's right. She's at the bottom of the order. If I'm the coach, I'm just telling her to throw strikes.
Oh, just outside. Mike Phillips gave it a long look, shook his head, and said, nope, that was outside. Now with nobody out, that brings up Timmy Ojo, the second baseman. Foul ball. Timmy lined out to center field on that great play by Ariella Cullum back in the second inning and fanned last time up. Is Barber going to be on the move? Is she going to steal?
I don't think so. Not on this one, but we'll see.
You're down by 2 runs.
Oh, yep, you're
there
right.
She goes. She ran when they were down by 5. Why not when you're down by 2? Stolen base.
Yeah, gets her in scoring position now.
Takes away the possibility of a force out. Tie run at the plate for Joppatowne. They're down by 2. Line shot. Look out. Oh, that's
Just pick on somebody else, would you?
Kiara Williams, the first base coach, says, hey, I'm on your side. If you didn't hear the story earlier, Kiara was a student at Joppatowne, graduated, spent 4 years in college, and is right back where she started from. Welcome back, Cotter.
I think that's a great story.
Oh, it is. And a great show back in the day.
Mm-hmm.
Young people are saying,
Oh, yeah, welcome back, Cotter.
It was a show where a guy was a student and came back and taught it. Yeah. Ball outside. Gave Vinny Barbarino his start.
Mm-hmm.
Gosh, what was that? Back in the 70s, that show?
Yeah, it had to be the 70s, yeah.
Wow.
We watched it all the time.
Ground ball. Third base. Stays foul. Ortiz with the fielding the ball down there. Sun back behind the clouds. Outfielders are happy about that. Line shot up the middle, base hit. Turning third, heading home. Here's the throw, no throw, and the run scores. Boy, that ball was hit a ton. Ojo right back up the middle.
That was line drive. And a good job not to throw the ball home. I think she wouldn't have gotten her. She held the runner to first.
And they're still up a run.
You're still up a run.
But Barb, that stolen base that we were talking about, she would not have scored.
Yes.
Good job.
The pitcher almost got that ball.
Yeah.
I think it was hit just a little too hard.
Yeah. That brings up Imani Gomez. Bunt, nice bunt. Will they get anybody to throw to first for the out? From the first baseman to the second baseman covering. Perez to the second baseman Harris. Good sacrifice. Moves the runner up to second base.
I guess they're thinking the same thing. Let's get the runner in scoring position.
If you're scoring, that's from the first baseman 3 to the second baseman 4. One out now, runner at second base, brings up the number 9 hitter. Bunt popped up, caught by the catcher, running her back. What a nice play by Gaither. Made the catch, didn't throw the ball, ran it right back.
Interesting, the strategy. This 2 bunts in a row.
Yeah, your 9th hitter, Kaylee Coffey. Nice play by the freshman catcher, Gaither. 2 outs now. Runner still at second base. Edgewood still with that 1-run lead. Leadoff hitter is Avery Bowens. Avery hit by pitch last time up. Got a single the time before. And a stolen base. On the inside corner. Strike 1.
She doesn't agree with that pitch.
If looks could kill. Swung on and missed.
You know, and that happens. First one you didn't agree with, now you got to be a little defensive. You see it all the time. Don't know whether the umpire's going to call a strike or not, so I better swing.
You talked about the walks, Barbara. This inning started with a walk. Barbara got the walk, came around to score. Swung on and missed. The damage
Base runner was running, but that was the 3rd out.
Damage is limited. 1 run for the Joppatowne Mariners. 1 run on 1 base hit. There were no errors. 1 runner was left on base. We have now played 4.5 innings with the Edgewood Rams clinging to a 7-6 lead. Joppatowne 1 run in the top of the first, 3 in the top of the third, 1 top of the fourth, 1 top of the fifth. Edgewood 1 in the bottom of the first, 5 big ones in that second inning. They've held the lead since then, scored 1 in the third. They now lead by 7-6. Hope you're enjoying this. I mean, what's not to enjoy, huh?
What is not to enjoy? This is it's a good game.
Back and forth.
Back and forth.
Both teams playing well at times, some mistakes.
It's a nice day.
Yeah.
Oh,
Ashley Emerson still the pitcher for Joppatowne.
yeah, I noticed that time she only threw 1 warm-up pitch. So not sure what that's about, but
I think umpire Phillips is determined that we get this in before the rain comes, since he guaranteed us there would be no rain. So those droplets of moisture you've been feeling, that's not rain.
no.
It's something, but not rain. So here we go to the bottom of the 5th inning. We'll bring up the number 8 hitter. Strike on the inside corner. That's Peyton Perez. Peyton looking to put the ball in play. She's fanned twice. Joppatowne looking for a shutdown inning and a chance to get back and maybe take a lead here. They had that lead after the top half of the first. Swung on and missed. 2 strikes.
That was a good thought on the pitcher. That first pitch was inside. He called it a strike. She went back inside and got the strike.
7 strikeouts through 4+ innings for Ashley Merson. Swung on and missed. Make it 8.
The catcher was set up on the inside that time. It snuck across the plate, but she still swung and missed.
New catcher is, of course, Abby Van Horn, who came in late in the last inning to catch. Michaela Cole, the number 9 hitter, had a big double last inning. 2 innings ago, actually. Swung on and missed at the high one. Remember, there was 2 out in that top of the 3rd inning, or bottom of the 3rd. Cole got a double and then scored on a single by Gaither. Swung on, late swing.
It's 5 strikes in a row. Van Horn's giving a good target behind the plate.
Barbara's going to say that the senior, we can tell she's had a lot of experience looking for the high pitch now.
Yep.
Mistake gets a low one to the shortstop. Shortstop throws to first base. Safe at first is the call. That was Barber, who just moved in from left field to play shortstop. Beating it out is Michaela Cole. Boy, give her a lot of credit. Looked like she made that last step a high
It
jump.
looked like she did. I thought she might have been out, but
Yeah, from my perspective, but right on the play was Rick Morris, and Rick said no, she beat it. Bring up the leadoff hitter, Sierra Gaither. Sierra's been up 3 times, on base 3 times. Scored twice. Got a single in the first, reached on an error in the second. Got a double and an RBI last time up. 1 out, runner at first base. Cole. Swung on and missed. 7-6 is our score. Gaither, a .250 hitter on the year. Foul off the catcher's face mask. So you want to be a catcher, huh? Oh,
that's more startling than anything when that happens.
yeah, kind of rattles your brain a little
Yeah.
bit. Oh. Abby Van Horn says, hey, who volunteered me for this spot?
Yeah, thanks, Dad.
Yeah, it was your dad who volunteered you for it. 2 strikes. Change up off the catcher's glove down to second base without a throw on the wild pitch is Cole.
Looked like she hung on to that pitch just a little too long.
That's that change up again, and we talked about she doesn't like to throw it. It's not a pitch she's comfortable throwing, talking about Ashley Merson. Now in scoring position is Cole with 1 out. Down low. Good
Runner
block.
stays put. Good hustle by the catcher.
Yeah, you can see that Van Horn is a veteran player, you know. She just looks like a player out there at shortstop, now at catcher.
Yeah, she's into the game. She's paying attention. She has control.
Sun back out. Look out, left fielder. Fly ball into left field, but it's well foul.
It's onto the lacrosse field over there.
Yeah, the lacrosse field in the spring, football, soccer, field hockey, you know, it's just the multi-purpose turf field. Again, Barb, when you were in school, there were no such thing.
We didn't have turf
it was
fields.
a mud field
Yeah.
sometimes.
I tell you, playing field hockey on turf is way different than playing field hockey on grass.
Oh, yeah.
It's a totally different game.
2 strikes. Swung on and missed. Boy, big pitch by Merson. 2 out now, and that'll bring up Micaiah Stevens. Micaiah, the junior left fielder. Had an RBI single back in the first inning, a triple knocking in 3 in the second inning. Popped up to the second baseman in the fourth. Now here she is in the 5th inning. Number 3 hitter in the lineup. Sun out brightly. Swung on and missed. Key part of the ball game. Joppatowne down by just 1 run. Hoping to get a clean inning here. They shut out the Rams last inning. First time Edgewood had not scored. Ground ball third base. Throw to first base, and the out is recorded. Play from Taylor
Nice
Horsey
play.
to Yamani Gomez, and the third out is recorded.
And we had a scoreless half inning.
We did again. 2 in a row for Joppatowne against the Edgewood Rams. No runs. There was 1 base hit, no errors, and 1 runner was left on base. We have now played 5 full with the Edgewood Rams up by a run at 7-6. And again, if you're Joppatowne, your pitcher and your infield has done exactly what you want.
Exactly
that is
what
to
you-
hold Edgewood where they are. Now it's our chance to get back in it if you're Joppatowne.
Yeah, I like what Van Horn's doing behind the plate. She's, like I said, given a good target. She's being very encouraging, I think, with their pitcher.
I agree with you, yeah. You know, saying, hey, pitcher, I'm here. Bring it to me. But on the other hand, I'm really impressed with Adriana Hansen, the freshman pitcher for Edgewood. Here's a young lady who had given up 23 runs in 4 innings. Not all of those earned, but 23 runs. She comes in today, and now she is pitching into her 6th inning and has given up a total now of just 6 runs.
Yeah, she's doing a real good job. Like I said, she's throwing strikes, not giving up too many hits.
The Edgewood defense has been fairly stout as well.
It has.
It's exactly what, Barb, we want, is that a very competitive game, a game where both teams have a chance to win, and here we are in the late innings.
Yeah, it's been an entertaining game. It's fun to watch.
Top of the 6th inning, and in softball we play 7 unless it's tied. I say this slowly because the guys in the booth are going to, then you go to extra innings. Sorry about that. By the way, we learned the rule in the 10-run mercy rule. It's if you get a 10-run lead by the 5th inning, the game is over. If both teams have batted 5 times. After the 5th inning, then it is, inning by inning. So that's why in the Falston Tech game, we were a little bit confused why with 11-1 lead in the 6th inning, the game continued. Hope that explains it.
And that makes a lot
Ground
of
ball
sense,
first
too.
base to the second baseman, fielded in the out.
Yep.
That was Merson with the ground ball, fielded by second baseman Ariana Harris with the throw to first baseman Peyton Parise. 1 up, 1 pitch, 1 out. Well, good job by Parise. I was thinking she was going to field the ball. Had she done it, there would have been nobody covering first base. Went back.
Yeah, your instinct is to go get that ball.
Yep. Taylor Horsey now. Taylor, the cleanup hitter, or number 3 hitter in the order. Got on a fielder's choice last time, had a single RBI back in the 3rd inning, fanned in the 1st. 1 for 3 officially. Outside. Boy, if you're a pitcher, that 1 pitch, 1 out. Thank you.
Yes.
Pitchers will tell you strikeouts are fun. 1 pitch out, that's funner, as we say.
And easier.
Oh, and the great play by first baseman Parise.
Yeah, good job stopping that ball.
It
that,
was.
That would have been at least a double had that got by her.
3 unassisted. Staying with that ball, you have no idea where that ball was going to go. It was a short hop, or really more like a half hop. 2 up, 2 down, bringing up the young lady we talked about, Abby Van Horn, who came in to catch and made such a difference behind the plate. Abby has singled, but she's fanned the last 2 times up. And you know, as a cleanup hitter, as the captain of your team,
Yeah, she wants to put this ball in play for sure. She's making a difference defensively. She wants to make a difference offensively too.
inside. Up by a run, Edgewood looking to get back in. That in the bottom of the sixth, that would leave them with just one inning to shut the Joppatowne Mariners down. If you're Joppatowne, on the other hand, obviously you want to tie it. Don't want a 3-up and 3-down inning.
We haven't had one of those yet,
You
have
know,
we?
I'm looking at my pop-up. Close, it's going to be close. Catcher, nope, it's out of play. Good job by Gaither going right to the fence. Just over the fence, out of play. Yeah, I'm looking, and Joppatowne has not had a 3-up and 3-down, nor has Edgewood. So now, Barb, you have jinxed them.
I may have.
The
old
announcer jinx.
Announcer's jinx.
We haven't had a 3-up and 3-down inning. And now we have.
Now we do.
There you go. 3 up and 3 down. No runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left. We now go to the bottom of the sixth inning with the Edgewood Rams up by that single run at 7-6. That's the good news. The bad news, if you're the Rams, you have not scored in the last 2 innings. Joppatowne was down 6-1. Now it's 7-6. So you've hung around at Joppatowne. Edgewood, on the other hand, you have not put the game away.
You have not. But the other good news is Joppatowne gets one more at bat, whereas Edgewood at least one, and if they need it, 2.
And Edgewood will send up its 3, 4, and 5 hitters in the order here in the bottom of the sixth inning. Joppatowne, Edgewood, you just say those 2 names. It was 1973 that they built Joppatowne High School and took the southern attendance area of Edgewood away and made Joppatowne High School. Joppatowne, Barb, immediately became a powerhouse. They won the state Class C football title. They won the baseball title. So a lot of the really, really good Edgewood athletes who lived on the southern district of Edgewood went to Joppatowne. So the rivalry, which began back there in the
that explains
1970s,
it.
continues. Well, the same thing with Bel Air. When C. Milton, was created, when Falston was created.
Yeah, they took a lot of students and athletes from Bel Air.
Yeah. Bel Air back in the day, now I'm talking the mid-70s, had 3,800 students.
Oh, wow.
That was before C. Milton Wright.
It's no wonder they were a
Falston opened.
powerhouse.
Oh, yeah. Their graduating class, I think it was 78, had over 800 graduates. They were throwing the diplomas to them. Johnny Smith, Joey Jones. Yeah. Back in the day. Here come the Rams now. They, as we said, will send up numbers 3, 4, and 5. Juliet Sanchez, Adriana Hansen, and Sophia Ortiz. Sanchez has an RBI single, a 3 RBI triple, a single last time up, 3 for 3 on the day. Ashley Merson looking to try to stop that. Notice how I didn't move at all. Wasn't because I knew the screen was there. My reflexes are that bad that I couldn't.
We've had so many foul balls back here.
1 strike.
Getting used to it by now.
Ashley Merson gone all the way. Swung on and missed. A little off speed on that one.
She's giggling about, must have been the changeup because she's giggling about it again. Like I said, that's a good spot to throw it if you're not too confident in it.
2 strikes. Pop up, first baseman moving. Gomez has it in foul territory. The old one-handed catch. Big out, 1 out, nobody on. Brings up Hansen, the freshman pitcher. Speaking of credit, freshman pitcher, all the world on your shoulders in terms of you've not had a good year so far. I think we've seen this young lady grow up before our very eyes.
Yeah, and the more innings you pitch, that's gonna happen, and you're gonna gain confidence, and confidence is huge.
Had a triple with an RBI. That back in the second inning, popped up to the pitcher, single last time up. She's 2 for 3. Hansen, a .444 hitter on the year, does have a home run. Can I emphasize she is a freshman. Pop foul. But when I was a freshman playing here at Edgewood, they let me carry out the equipment I was like the water boy.
Mhm.
Sometimes they let me get on the field to, like be the dummy. It's kind of fit.
Well,
They throw the ball at me and see how hard it hit.
that's an important role.
But now here's a young lady who's a pitcher and a hitter. Pop up right at the
She's
plate.
got room.
Van Horn. Oh, what a nice catch. Very tough. That ball is spinning back away from you.
She was tripping over her helmet.
You're taught as a catcher to throw that helmet, get it out of the way, turn your back to the pitcher, and the ball will come back to you. Easy to say until it
Yeah, I
happens.
give her credit for getting up and just getting it,
And
let
making it.
alone throwing her helmet and doing this and doing that.
Back in the old days, of course, the catching mitt was like a pillow. Now the catcher's mitt is more like a first baseman's mitt. Sophia Ortiz. Sophia single in 3 times up. Remember, she was the one who hit that line drive back in the first inning that left fielder Barber made the great catch on. Way back in the first inning, remember that?
I do.
Seems like
I
yesterday.
do remember it.
Sophia Ortiz, a 200 hitter. 2 out, nobody on. If you're
Yeah.
Jim Van Horn and the Joppatowne Mariners, all you want to do is get back in the dugout. In this case, the bench.
And Merson's doing a really good job throwing strikes. I don't know, I don't know if that's because they switched catchers, but she seems to have really settled in.
Remember, no runs over the last 3 innings, or 2 2/3 actually. Giving up 1 in the first, 5 in the second, 1 in the third, nothing since. Edgewood had a 6-1 lead at one point. Now that lead is 7-6. Pop up. Coming center fielder. Moving. It's going to fall for the base hit. And it's a double, a Texas Leaguer double. Neither the left fielder Forney nor the center fielder Bowens got a good beat on that ball, and it fell between them. Barbara's called a Texas Leaguer. Why and how did it become named that?
I don't know. Tell me.
In the Texas League, the wind blew all the time, and pop-ups would be hit and they would fall in, and they started calling them a Texas Leaguer.
Okay. I thought it was just in the Bermuda Triangle where nobody
that
could
too.
get it.
That too. Ariana Harris now. Runner on at second. That's a big run for Edgewood. They're up by a run. They would love nothing better than to have an insurance run going into the 7th.
Yeah, and I'm looking at the gap between the left fielder and the center fielder. Left fielder's kind of playing the line a little bit, which explains why that one fell in.
Yep. Just outside. Van Horn gives the plate umpire Mike Phillips a good look. 2 balls, no strikes. Ariana Harris, fanned twice. Actually fanned 3 times, but it got on last time on the error to the catcher. Foul ball, she's way out in front of that one.
Yeah, she went up high to get that one.
2 strikes, she was, let's say, hunting the fastball.
She wanted that RBI at second.
Harris, a 143 hitter, 2 RBIs on the year. 2 strikes. Well, I should say 2 balls, 1 strike. Ooh, just outside. 3 balls and a strike.
A great pitch for the situation. You throw those balls, a good umpire could call either way. Those are good pitches.
First base is open. Fly ball left field, moving on it, foul territory. That explains why she's
That
playing
explains
the line.
it. He must know something we don't know.
New left fielder is Forney, young lady who came in a couple of innings ago. I'm looking at him. That is not Forney. That is
That's number
7. Having trouble picking up her number, but it's a single-digit number. We'll let you know in a moment. Oh, close.
Tough take.
All 4. That's the one as a batter, you take it and you sort of, Lord, please, I
Yeah.
promise I'll go to church, I'll be good. I'll pick up my clothes, I'll do everything. Ball four. Thank you. Ariella Cullum now. Cullum is fanned last 2 times up. Had an RBI base hit back in the second inning. Actually, no. She walked in that second inning with leading off and scored a run. So she's 0 for 2 officially. Base hit here would give the Rams perhaps a 2-run lead, maybe a 3-run lead. Ground ball back to the pitcher and through. Let's see if she goes. Turning third, coming home. Here's the throw. It won't be thrown home. And the run does score on the big single by Arietta Cullum.
It's a big insurance run with 1 inning left. Joppatowne did a great job getting that ball in quickly to the pitcher.
Ortiz scores from second base, and Harris goes up to third base. Runners at first and third. 2 outs. Another 2-out run. Remember, this rally started with nobody on base. 2 pop-ups, and then Ortiz with that double, sort of gapper double. Then the walk on that very close pitch. And now it's Peyton Paris back to the pitcher. Confused first, and then throws to first base and drops it. The run will score. Merson wasn't sure whether she wanted to throw home and threw low to first base, so the error
Yeah, I wasn't sure if she lost track of how many outs there were.
will allow that run to score. What a big, big run. So now instead of being down by 1, you're down by 3. So the run scoring from third base, Ariana Harris. Runners now at first and third. Michaela Cole, the batter. Down low and outside. Cole's got 2 hits today out of that number 9 spot. She came into the ball game without an average. She had not received a hit all season, but now has 2. Line drive foul off the right side. Boy, how many 2-out runs have been scored, Barb, in this game?
I think most of them.
Yeah. Pop up to first, pop up to the catcher, then a double, then a walk, then a single, then an error. 2 runs. Fly ball, foul off the right side. I'm impressed by the way Cole is swinging the bat. She is aggressive.
She is.
You're thinking of your number 9 hitter?
Well, you know, sometimes they sneak in those good batters, a number 9,
Yeah.
so that they can get on base for the top of the order.
They call them like the second leadoff.
Yes,
batter.
they do.
Yep. Yeah, 2 very close.
That's close.
Remember that very close pitch that was called a ball against Ariella Cullum just a couple of batters ago. That would have been the 3rd out. Instead, she reaches, and then, comes the base hit. Foul, line drive out of play. Check it wasn't against Cullum, but it was against Ariana Harris where that close pitch was called a ball. She gets on, and then Cullum gets the single RBI. 2 out. Runners on at first and third. Cullum on at third. Paris on at first base. Michaela Cole, the batter. Strike on the outside corner, and that will
That was a
end the inning.
good pitch.
As they say, too close to take with 2 strikes. 2 runs for Edgewood on 2 base hits. There was 1 big error. 2 runners left on base. We now go to the top of the 7th inning. Unless Joppatowne can score 3 to tie it, they're down by 9-6. Wow, what a game.
Scoring 3 runs is going to be tough, but it can be done.
Barb, I can't sit down. Wait a minute, I can't sit down because I don't have a chair.
No, we're on a
On a
pitching mound,
Yeah.
or I guess we're in the bullpen.
I don't know. I wondered why I hadn't sit down all game, and I just realized I don't have a chair. I guess there's a shortage of chairs in Edgewood. I'm being silly. No, we like to stand. We can't sit down and relax.
Yeah, we have 1 bleacher behind us,
Yeah.
but
Yeah, we got a lot of fans here, some standing up along the
yeah,
fence
they brought
area.
their own chairs.
most bringing an umbrella, unlike yours truly, who,
Well, if you don't want it to rain, you bring an umbrella.
yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah.
Keep the rain away, bring a bumper chute. Here's another one for you. Can of corn. Have you heard that expression?
I have heard that expression.
Can of corn means a easy fly
Easy,
ball.
an easy, yes, an easy.
Now, where did that come from, a can of corn?
I do not know that one either.
In the old days, they used to have vegetables up on the top shelf,
Yes.
and you could reach up and knock one off, and it could fall right to you. And it would usually be a can of corn or beans, and so it became, that's like catching a can of corn.
And where do you get this information, and why do you remember it?
It's true. I don't remember the important things like my wife's birthday, but I remember can of corn. Now, I remember my wife's birthday. I've just forgotten which birthday it is.
Well, that's okay.
Exactly. Well, here we go now. It's up to Joppatowne. They have to score 3 runs to keep this game alive. They'll send up their number 9 hitter. This looks like it might be, this is
It's number 16.
This is Aubrey
Yep.
Forney, who didn't start the game, coming into the 9th position. Key spot. Down low, but she swings. 0-2. Boy, if you are pitcher Adriana Hansen, the freshman, you come in facing, a monumental task, facing Joppatowne, your arch rival.
Yeah.
Strike 3 on the outside corner.
And
Beautiful.
that's the
pitch.
out you want to get. That's the tough one.
Let's see, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. That's 10 strikeouts she has now in this game. She came in with only 2 strikeouts and 10 walks on the season.
Well, that's impressive.
Avery
10
Bowens now.
strikeouts, yeah.
As the sun comes out, and the sun appropriately is shining on Harris on the mound. Swung on and missed. Bowens has a strikeout, a single, a fielder's choice, and a strikeout. She's 1 for 4 officially on the day.
And Hansen's doing exactly what you want as a coach, throw strikes.
Up high. Give a lot of credit to Sierra Gaither, the freshman catcher for Edgewood. And you know that, Barb, as a pitcher, you're only as good as your catcher.
You are only as good as your catcher.
How does she call the game? You mentioned about how Van Horn came in, and right away it seemed like Merson had settled down and was able to pitch much better because of the great target. And again, that's no criticism of Mariah Crosset, who had started, but the freshman, needs experience to learn how to do that. Ground ball, third base. Ortiz off her glove. That's what they needed, a runner on base.
Yeah, put the ball in play, and anything can happen.
I'm showing you that I am a generous scorer. I'm going to call that a base hit. Tough hop. That was going to be that dreaded half hop, sort of between a short hop and a regular hop. Ashley Merson now is not going to bat. Instead, let's see, it's number 13. Oh, I'm sorry. Pardon me. Pardon me. I'm a little bit off on my my batters. I'll get it straight for you here in just a minute.
This is Ojo. Oh, Ojo's up at
Yeah,
the
this
plate.
is Terry Ojo at bat now. The last batter was Barber. That was Barber who got on that base hit. Pardon me. First batter up was Forney, who struck out. So Forney with the K. Barber getting on the single. And now it's Terry Ojo. Up high.
She took a big lead off of first, but didn't go.
9-6, the score as you see. We're in the top of the 7th inning. 1 out, 2 outs to get if you're Edgewood. Ooh, it hit her. Hit her on the arm. Ouch, that hurts.
That did hurt. And that's the last thing you want to do as a pitcher.
I was going to say, it hurts physically, but if you're Edgewood, Now you put the tying
Tying
run
run
at the plate.
yes.
The last thing you wanted to do. You got the first out. Now you've got Imani Gomez up, the sophomore.
And we're slowly inching towards the top of the order.
Yep. Number 8 hitter is Gomez. She's walked, hit by a pitch, sacrificed. Now bunts. Good play going from the pitcher, Hanson, to the second baseman covering. And that's Harris, so make it from 1 to 4.
Yeah, that was a good play to run towards first base. It makes that throw so much easier. It's almost just a handoff as opposed to throwing it. And speaking from experience, when you're throwing underhand, you have to suddenly throw overhand. It can
Yep.
be hard to do.
Better now is Kaylee Coffey. Coffey, who is 0 for 2. 2 out, 1 out to get. Ground ball, that's foul at the plate. Very nice job by Gaither to come out and pounce on that ball. 1 out to get. Cal Ripken Sr. used to say the toughest out to get is that 27th out in baseball with our 9 innings. In this case, that 21st out. Swung on. That's the ball game. Boy, what a job by pitcher Adriana Hansen, who comes up with the win, going the distance, fanning 11. Looks like she gave up only 5 hits, fanned 11 in the game, wins it by a final score of 9 to 6. So the Edgewood Rams come up with their 3rd win of the season. They're now 3 and 2. We're checking though, they're now 2 and 4. Joppatowne falls to 2 and 3. What a ball game, Bart.
Yeah, that was a fun game to watch. Lots of action. In good ways and bad ways, really. Like you said, there were some mistakes made, but we saw some good defense. We saw some good pitching. There was no quitting either team.
You give the Rams so much credit. You're up by a run, 7 to 6. You've got 2 out in the bottom of the 6th inning. You managed to score 2 runs to make it 9-6. The difference between leading by 1 run, where any mistake is tied, leading by 3, you can make a couple of mistakes and still, get out of it.
You can, yeah. Those insurance runs are important.
So give great credit to Adriana Hansen for the victory. She picks up her 1st win of the year. She's now pitched 7 full innings. That gives her 11 on the year. She's got 12 strikeouts, adding to the 2 she had coming in. What a game.
And those additional innings, like I said, this is just going to help with her confidence. So the next game she plays, she'll be much more comfortable on the mound.
And give credit to Adriana Hansen also as a batter. Remember, she got that big RBI triple back in the 2nd inning after Juliet Sanchez. It got maybe the big hit of the game, a 3 RBI triple at 5-run 2nd inning by the Rams. They went up from 1 to 1. They went up 6-5. Even though they got close within a run, Joppatowne, they were never able to tie it or take the lead.
No, but they did a great job coming back in that instance. It would have been easy to get down in the game, but they didn't.
Winning pitcher Adriana Hansen, the freshman for Edgewood. Losing pitcher Ashley Merson, who pitched a great gutty game, able to keep Edgewood at bay, keep them close enough until the Rams finally broke it open with 2 runs in that bottom of the 6th inning. Barb, last thoughts about this game?
Like I said, it was competitive. It was entertaining. I think either team could have won this game. And if we'd have played more innings, it still probably would go back and forth.
Impressed with Edgewood with our coaching staff. You've got 5 or 6 young women. I'd say young, I'm talking about women in their 20s, early 30s, who, were players themselves. They know what you have to do to win. They've dedicated themselves to building the Edgewood program. There are good things ahead for Edgewood, especially you're looking to have a freshman pitcher and a freshman catcher. They're only going to get better.
Yeah, and I saw that last year when I did the Edgewood Half Degrees game, and I saw that in the coach. She's very passionate. She's really trying to teach them how to play the game right, and it's very encouraging.
Isabella Bungo is the coach we're talking about, who came out of Teal College. She teaches here at Edgewood. So just happy that she is building the program here at Edgewood. and giving Joppatowne credit as well. You know, they are a good program that is going to continue building, and they're going to win a lot of games this year.
I agree. They will.
Okay, so the victory for Edgewood, 9-6. They win it at home. Joppatowne falling 2-3. Edgewood goes now to 2-4. Thank you for tuning in. Don Morrison, my partner Barb Solberg. We're saying goodbye from Edgewood.